So today I'm making a really cool soap and I thought I would share it with you. It's not a Christmas soap, it's just a good old pretty soap that I like to make. So today I'm using soap embeds. So I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that, and let me get my glasses on and I'll show you what I'm doing. So I really like making soap that has embeds, and so I bought these molds at Hobby Lobby. These are candy molds, and I use a melt and pour soap, and I color them, and I make these little molds. So today my soap is gonna be made with these little rose molds and these little leaves. I don't know, it's kind of blurry. There we go. These little rose molds and these little leaves, okay? And what I'm doing is the colors that I use today is a rose gold mica, and I'm also using, it's called Kermit Green, but it's a light green mica to make this soap. The fragrance that I'm using is called Rose Quartz, and it's an amazing fragrance. So I've already started to mix my batter, and I've split it up in 3. To my oils, this is a goat's milk soap. It's called a milk and oil method. I added goat's milk to my oils, and I also added kale and clay and colloidal oatmeal. So I am going to add my fragrance oil, to split that up into my 3 batches. And I'm going to pulse this a little bit. Oops. I'm trying to keep my batter not quite to trace, not quite to that pudding effect, because I want to get a good swirl to it. So this rose gold fragrance is actually one of my favorite fragrances. I use it a lot in my own soap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix colors now. So I'm going to put the rose gold mica into this one. Stir that really good and come up with that good rose color. It's really pretty. The rose gold mica is what I use to make the soap embeds. I use a melt and pour soap, put it in the microwave and melt it and pour it into the candy molds, and it comes out. And I do use mica with that as well. So the mica that I'm using, it starts out dry, and then I mix mica with a light oil, sunflower oil, and then pour it into the soap like that. And I'm going to put the Kermit Green or the light green, I don't know why they call it Kermit Green, into this batch right here. Stir that up really good. I think that's so pretty together. It just reminds me of roses and happiness. Okay. Getting a little thicker. I do think I want to stick blend this a little bit more. Oh no, this is great. This is getting really nice and thick, getting to a good trace, a good pudding consistency. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour my base color into the mold. This, and I want the top of it, to be a little lighter. So I'm going to pour these in and just kind of let them do their thing. I'm going to put the green in. Let me get this spoon in. Make sure that we get all the soap. We don't want to waste any. So this is a 10-inch mold that I bought from Brambleberry, and this mold holds 33 ounces of oils, and it makes approximately 9 or 10 bars of soap. It's one of my favorite molds. It's a silicone mold, and so when you unmold the soap, it just kind of slips right out. Sorry, that's kind of blocking the big container. And the oils that I use today are olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, castor oil, and almond oil. It's my favorite combination to use. So I'm going to kind of set this down a little hard so we can get the air bubbles out. Let's do that again. Okay, and I'm going to take this little stick. I'm going to come around the sides like this. All I'm going to do for a swirl is just kind of swirl it this way on the inside. So while I am waiting for this soap to harden up a little bit, because we really want to bring these up so that we can put the roses in the middle, I am going to do some measuring, because my soaps each measure about 1.25 inches, and I want to put the roses in so that the bars are so that we can cut them good. So this is going to equal about a bar of soap here. Okay, all right. While we're doing that, I'm going to grab my chamomile flowers. Okay, all right, so we really want to make a ridge right here. So as the soap hardens, it'll be easier to work with. Gosh, it smells so good. Could eat it. But we don't want to do that. Okay. All right. I can really feel the soap thickening up. It's fun to play with soap when it gets to this pudding consistency. You can come up with all different types of designs. Come on, get a little thicker for us. I actually think this is good. So I think we have a good little ridge right there. So what I'm going to do is I like to use these chamomile flowers. They're my favorite. And they look like this. I just get them at Hobby Lobby. And I like to just kind of sprinkle across the middle of the ridge. Try not to get too many sticks. They're just a really vintagey looking type of flower. And I just love chamomile anyways. I love chamomile tea. At my last festival, I sold every single chamomile tea candle that I had. It was a big hit. Okay. Get those in there. So now what I want to do is I want to take my embeds and I want to make sure that this is 1.25 inches right here. So this first soap will be about this big, and I want to put my embeds in that, within that measurement. So let's put that there. Let's put a pretty leaf. Oh, this is going to be a gorgeous soap. Let's put another pretty leaf right here. Oops. Take and move that over a little bit. There we go. All right. Hopefully you can still see that as I'm moving down the line. So this is 1.25 inches. So my next bar is going to start here. So it's going to go to about, well, let's move it. So let's move this about right here. And let's go 1.25 inches. 1.25 inches. Let's put this one. This is kind of a big one. That's pretty. We're going to put a leaf right here. And we're going to put another leaf over here. Okay, so then now let's move it down. All right, so that's how I do my embeds, and I won't bore you by going the whole way across, but what I'm going to do is tomorrow I am going to, this is going to sit for 24 hours so that it can go through its process of making soap, and tomorrow I'm going to open it and I'm going to be cutting it for everybody to see the inside. So, all right, well, thanks for joining me today, and I'm going to continue putting embeds on my soap, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, so today I am showing you how my vintage rose soap came out. I posted a video yesterday on all the ingredients that I used and how to make the embeds on top. I think it came out really good. It smells wonderful. I was working really hard to measure so that each soap would be 1.25 inches thick, because I wanted to use my good soap cutter, but I didn't put the leaves right. So I'm gonna have to cut it the old-fashioned way. I have two different blades that I cut with. One has like a serrated edge. I could use that, but I think I'm gonna do a straight edge today and see how that turns out. So whenever you're cutting soap that has any type of botanicals or anything on top, you always wanna cut it, you don't wanna cut straight down into it because it'll make marks in the soap. So I'm gonna turn my soap this way. I'm a little nervous, and I'm gonna cut down this first piece. It's kind of a bummer to have to use these slicers, because sometimes these soap cutters, because sometimes the soap doesn't come out real even, but we'll see what it does. So let's see what the inside of this soap looks like. There you go. It's a real good one. Awesome. It smells wonderful. The colors came out so pretty, and the swirl came out really good. I'm really onto something with my swirls lately. So I'm going to cut one more piece, because that's actually the edge. Like this one. I like my bars to be a good size, because people are paying pretty good money for these fancy soaps. So this is what it looks like on the top. That's so pretty. This is what it looks like on the side. Oh, that's a good swirl. And right there. So I was successful in making soap yesterday. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.